Okay, today's video about what is the mechanism of aging, how it evolved, is it a result of evolution or it's some accident, I don't know. So let's talk about this, and I want to ask you to download the presentation. It has some links and quite interesting links, and it's also easier to read and understand. Maybe my English not so well, not so good as of native speakers, and also there is text and sound if you want to hear. Well, okay, so and also so we will talk about the origin and the mechanism of aging and the impact of rejuvenation technology on the development of mankind. So, okay, the evolutionary origin of the aging mechanism raises many questions. The official scientific point of view argues that evolution works only for individuals, not for the species and populations of the species as a whole. That is, individuals that are defective and are not adapted to the environment are selected out and don't procreate. This is the main dogma. But however, it is contradicted by the fact that even in some unicellular organisms, a cell colony defense mechanism exists, and in yeast cells, in the absence of nutrition, up to 95% of the cells in the colony die out through the initiation of the mechanism of apoptosis. This is a programmed cell death, providing nutrition to the remaining cells for survival. With programmed cell death with apoptosis, the cell nucleus and DNA are fragmented, and all the cell proteins are disassembled in lysosomes to amino acids. And this consistent behavior of unicellular organism can be explained by the morphic field hypothesis proposed by Rupert Sheldrake. And this is quite interesting person. I would encourage you to click on the link and learn more about him. He has amazing ideas. However, his theory is not recognized by official science despite the experimental evidence supporting his theory. Rupert Sheldrake also proposed the morphic resonance hypothesis, which explains the formation of skeleton and body organs of living things, as well as, for example, as shape of the skeleton of unicellular organisms such as radiolaria. Yeah, okay, this hypothesis implies the mutual influence of living beings on each other through so-called morphic fields. Okay, it is easy to imagine such a coordinated behavior of cells in a multicellular organism, where the life of one cell is not critical for the survival of the organism itself, but can individuals sacrifice themselves for the survival of the local population in the ecosystem? And Dr. Josh Mitteldorf, again I would encourage you to go to his scientific blog and to read his articles, and he argues that the survival of a population is more important than survival of individuals, selected individuals, and that aging of an organism is an evolutionary adaptation for the survival of both the population and the biological species. Additionally, aging and death of individuals allows to increase diversity of genotypes and ensuring the adaptation of the biological species to changes in the environment. Indeed, if not aging and death, then population would be dominated by the strongest all males, as sometimes it happens. And in primates, for example, chimpanzee have such harem, and the strongest males have a lot of females. But the rest of these chimpanzees are just discarded. They don't procreate, they don't have babies. So then these old males would have a large number of children with harems of the females, this is what I say. And as a consequence, there would be a high probability of closely related crossbreeding in the population. Meanwhile, this inbreeding may lead to the manifestation of genetic defects and mutations. Also, if the environment and food availability change faster than the lifespan of individuals, then the population of ageless individuals does not change, it does not have time to adapt and may become extinct. Okay, you see that the idea that, okay, then harems probably, we know that we evolved, actually, we evolved from primates, from apes, and apes keep such structures as a society, that there are a few strong males and they have harems of females and they reproduce. The rest of the male, they just discarded. They have no chance to procreate. But nevertheless, about chimpanzee, we cannot say that it is very bad and that it is interbreeding is very dangerous. Probably because they always move, they are getting some diversity of the genes from other areas, so it is probably not so big problem. But for other species, probably it is some driving mechanism, maybe. Okay, that again, we are talking about survival of the population. As noted above, aging and weakening of an organism is most probably an evolutionary adaptation of the survival of population in some occupied territory. If not for aging, then individuals will die only as a result of hunger, epidemics, and attacks of predators. And the population size would fluctuate dramatically, and one can imagine the death of the entire population after the complete depletion of resources and food. We will not consider cannibalism, since most species do not practice cannibalism. However, there are species that do not age. So again, opposite to the established theory of evolution, some species do not age. They show no sign of frailty. They even get stronger and more productive in sense of they reproduce at higher rate. For example, some trees, jellyfish, and some fish also. You can read two publications about this. And for example, the elephant dies not from the weakening of the body in old age, but from the loss of its teeth. An elephant teeth change 3 times during life. At 15 years old, milk teeth are replaced by adult ones. The next change of the teeth occurs at 30 and 40 years, and the last teeth wear out by age of 65-70, after which the animal loses its ability to eat normally and dies of hunger or malnutrition. So, and there are some fish, it's largemouth buffalo, name the fish. It lives in North America and may live over 112 years for sure, almost unlimited. There is no sign of aging in the fish. And then, as I said, without aging, but average lifespan of this fish species only 26 years, because other species are hunting and humans are fishing and are fishing out this fish. Okay, then the polar shark has the longest life expectancy among marine fish, at least 272 years. So this is such a shark, so it can live very long. And we can speculate, okay, then the programmed aging could arise to stabilize the number of individuals in a biological population and in ecosystem, and aging mechanism has some flexibility which further enhances the stabilizing effect. Indeed, during famine or other environmental stresses, aging mortality actually decreases because animals age more slowly. So if we are fasting, we age slowly. The inevitability of aging does not exclude the possibility of temporary rejuvenation. So we can go back for a while, and then after such a temporary rejuvenation, the aging process will continue, but probably from a younger level of the state of the body. Yeah, okay, you see that again it is programmed, and we just have to reprogram our body. We have to find out the mechanism, how this biological clock works, and how to make a reset of this biological clock. So it gives us good hope that we will manage the rejuvenation. And of course, experiments with senolytics show that it is possible, but yet we cannot say that we are pretty sure that making this rejuvenation many times will eventually give us eternal life. So I would not say so. Let's discuss it again. So it is again, what is the mechanism of biological age? What is the mechanism of this biological clock, which give commands to all cells of our body? Some cells are very young; they are maybe few days or old, so they are just stem cells. They are actually they can live much longer, and longer than the normal individuals live. So it is actually kind of interesting question. What is the biological clock of aging? What is the mechanism that give the every cell information about age of the body, age of our organism, and then these cells will work according to this biological clock. So some cells, instead of be active, instead of produce a lot of energy, they will slow down, and all this we will get all this this aging degeneration. Okay, then again, it is accepted that accumulation of so-called senescent or zombie cells is a kind of a biological clock, and the number of the zombie cells limits the individual's lifespan. Okay, so and yes, so if we have too many zombie cells, then we die. But also decrease in the number of zombie cells leads to rejuvenation of the body. But interestingly, also the behavior of zombie cells in different biological is different in different biological species. In naked mole rats, zombie cells do not produce a complex of signaling molecules called SESP. This is an associated secretive phenotype, quite complex number of different signaling molecules, and it depends. Every tissue produces its own SASP, different, and also it depends on many things. But in captivity, these naked mole rats they can live up to 31 years old, much longer than other species of its size. Apparently, in some bats, zombie cells are inactive in the production of the SASP. Little brown bat maximum lifespan can be up to 34 years, maybe longer, and that's nearly 9 times longer than a comparable house mouse, which has maximum lifespan of only 4 years. Okay, then we know what is we have similar with mice, this the house mice and or some field mice. Then in mice and humans, zombie cells are hyperactive in the production and secretion of the signal molecules SASP, and this which leads to chronic issue inflammation and the transition of normal cells to the zombie state. So this is some, and with age, number of zombie cells increases exponentially and leads to the death of the individuals. With the help of xenostatics, it is possible to reduce activity of zombie cells in the production of signaling pro-inflammatory cytokines, and thus reduce the rate of aging of the body. Apparently, the regular intake of xenostatics explains the longevity of centenarians. Okay, sorry about English. Supercentenarians. Opa. Yeah, somehow strange. Okay, I will just translate and make the file, change file a little bit later. This information is not related to this mechanism. Just maybe in time I will make a video about hydrogen sulfide, and this is a gas, and it was shown interesting that it can give us some it can kill some senescent cells. So I will do some, but again, it is that just maybe I will just remove it because it's not related to the speech. As I have already said in previous videos, that there are many substances from the class of polyphenols among the cyanostatics. Such substances are toxins that plants produce to protect themselves from being eaten and damaged by herbivores, insects, and fungi. And in a small amount, cyanostatics, polyphenols, these cyanostatics only slow down the activity of mitochondria in the production of energy molecules ATP. Accordingly, the hyperactivity of zombie cells in production of SASP and the rate of aging can be reduced with cyanolytics. And so again, this explains why some the supercentenarians, they may live longer, because all of them are consuming a large number of these cyanostatics. Okay, several cell structure in mouse studies have demonstrated the cyanolytic properties of hydrogen sulfide gas, and the use of a generator of other source of hydrogen sulfide is seen as a potentially effective means of combating atherosclerosis or neurodegeneration. Pardon, this is what the file was not translated, I just could confuse it. Okay, it's moved a little bit later. Okay, then again I will make video on it, so it is not to our speech. And decrease in the rate of aging can be expected with consumption of some substances and foods containing these substances, such as vitamin B3, it found in meat and poultry eggs, spermidine, found in the liver of birds and herbivores, piperlongglomine, the component of long papers. Also, these substances have not individually been tested in clinical studies to evaluate the efficiency in reduction of rate of aging. People on the diet rich in these substances have a longer lifespan expectancy. Yeah. Okay, then, however, even if we completely suppress the release of pro-inflammatory cytokines and other SASP signal molecules by zombie cells, as it happened in naked mole rats, we will not live forever. After all, the naked mole rats themselves do not live forever, and it is possible that another important case of aging is accumulation of advanced glycation products due to the cross-linking of collagen and elastic molecules with glucose and fructose, and associated loss of elasticity of the walls of body, blood vessels, skin, muscles, and connective tissue. This in turn leads to high blood pressure, strokes, and heart attacks, and not to mention wrinkles and sagging skin in the elderly. Okay, this is, you see, it is. We don't know yet the mechanism, so it is even if we accept this proposal that the number of senescent cells is a biological clock of aging, then there is another mechanism which works, and which that's the stiffening of all these elastic tissues is probably the mechanism. So this viewpoint is shared by Russian researcher Alexander Fedintsev. And please read his publication. It is in English, so it's quite interesting publication. I respect it, and of course I not so that I knew it before, but I have this idea that we have to combine and to get a rejuvenation both by cutting down number of the senescent cells and then reversal of this process of stiffening of tissues and the blood vessels, and I believe I have some good achievement in it. Okay, let's talk about it later. So he believes that the decrease in elasticity of the extracellular matrix with age is an important cause of aging, and even the increase in number of zombie cells may be the body response to this process. In his opinion, the cross-linking of elastin and collagen fibers is irreversible. He believes that irreversible, and limits human life expectancy to 120 years. And it has some logic, because so far the use of cyanolytics has given an increase in life expectancy in mice, which is compatible to the effect of restriction the calories intake in the diet. So it is not much essential increase, maybe 30%, but not 10 times. You see, so it is probably has a logic, and I support that. Yes, it is some. Please read his publication; it is quite interesting, and so we have to think about this to reversal. But his opinion quite pessimistic. That okay. We have to find a way how to maybe to reduce the rate of this cross-linking, or make it, or how to reverse it, the cross-linking. But for now there is no way, and then we are limited in our life like 120 years maximum. He believes so. Yeah, okay, then I already talked about the causes of high blood pressure in my video. You can watch again. And also about the possibility of rejuvenation of blood vessels and this ACM it is this extracellular matrix, using natural enzymes. Watch another of my videos. This is what I also a long time already was thinking about this, and make some large investment of my savings to make it like high scale, big scale production. Thinking but that people may be interested to get some rejuvenation, but not many customers I have. But okay, look. Okay, then I believe that with the help of these enzymes I significantly improved my blood pressure. Typical values for now it is 88 to 51, so the systolic pressure 88, diastolic is 51, and the heart beat rate is only 48, 52 beats per minute, and in particular the low pressure in the diastole stage, I mean the time of relaxation of the heart muscle, is again it varies in a range of 48, 51 millimeters of mercury. Then I believe so. Again, I am limited in resources. I cannot check it, and just it's my feeling and hope that it indicates the high elasticity of my capillaries. Yeah, indeed. So even a year ago, the blood pressure was 120 to 80. So this diastolic pressure was 80. Now it is below in the range of 50. So it is, and after maybe 8 months, I was taking regularly my these enzymes, this as a tincture. So it also I have some other client who is getting these tinctures for me, and his pressure also from high pressure went to normal, and I believe that because of these enzymes. But again, I cannot do any research because I am limited in money, and now times that I am quite yeah under stress, that to maybe not to be very active. So I got some information, I got this knowledge what to do, and then I will be more focused on my personal rejuvenation, and I will yeah, I will not produce so many videos, of course, and also it is all I disclosed almost all what is in open literature, and what is, again, it takes time, and nobody supports me. I am completely on my own, and it is also very interesting that people don't want to buy these enzymes. It's a lot of work, and to make money, it is again much easier to do something else. And again, people are maybe they don't trust me, but this is the idea. This client, he got very good results with my tinctures, but the problem, he is taking some other medications, and he think, oh, this is not your tincture, this is other medication from his physician works. Okay, I told him, okay, you try to stop something, this or that, and you will see the result. Personally, I don't take any medications, and I see that it works very well for me. Okay, then yet I have not observed the radical rejuvenation of skin and hair apparently due to the low rate of skin cell replacement and limited blood circulation in it, so it takes time. But blood vessels, of course, blood vessels is always under this the first tissue which can be rejuvenated, and I think it is working. I think it is working. Pardon. So this is typical values for my blood pressure and heart rate, and so you see. The diastolic pressure is 50, like I said, 48 some days. And this person, Fedintsev, he published mostly in Russian. He's in Russia, and also suffer from not enough money, not enough funds, but I don't like his attitude that he believes that the rejuvenation is impossible. To me, I see that combination of the senolytics with these enzymes work. So I don't know. So again, it takes time. It takes time to see the results, but I feel much better than before, and certainly I have good hopes that it will work. Okay, then. He said even that the senolytics maybe even shorten the lifespan if it is not properly used. Yeah, this is true. This is true because these senolytics, some of them are medications and for cancer, and they kill cells, not always with good selectivity, not only zombie cells but also the healthy cells, and so it's quite yeah, good that we have to be very careful. This is why I don't disclose the senolytics which I use, and but only can say that they work. I just tried one combination. It works. I tried next, so it takes time, but interesting results. And at least I can repeat the first my findings, the first combination which I used, and it gave me amazing boost of energy, amazing. So I was like a baby. But what is again? It was for short while, for maybe a week or two, and then again it started to go down. Despite I have my endurance is growing, my muscles are a little bit growing in time, but this. Feeling of the energy of power, it's not longer with me. So I believe that again that Fedintsev is right, that we have this biological clock both in the accumulation of the zombie cells, or he even thinks that a number of zombie cells depends on the stiffening of this extra cell matrix. So, and again, just read his article. He has the idea how can it work and why it works, and the other some experimental results also show that it is probably the mechanism. There is another attempt, not with my enzymes but another way. So let's talk about this. An amazing fact that and that has not been yet explained is that significant rejuvenation can be achieved not only by reducing the concentration of pro-inflammatory SASP molecules in the blood, and by blood and as well as blood transfusion from young individuals to older ones, but also by injecting old rats with signaling molecules from blood plasma of young individuals. So some group of people, you can click on this article, reference, read the publication. This is just preliminary results, but they got amazing 54% reduction of biological age just by after 4 injections of some substance which was extracted from plasma, from blood plasma, but they claim that this is not very complicated substance or protein. Then it can be synthesized. Okay, it's interesting, but also very interesting. Yeah, so and it is known that stem cells in the testicles of men do not age in cell structure, cell culture. They produce spermatozoids very long, so it is limitless actually. But old men become infertile, so it's probably explanation. So why it happens, maybe due to the loss of elasticity of the connective tissue, that is the extracellular matrix, and stem cells from old men, if they are transplanted into a cell culture imitating elastic extracellular matrix, they rejuvenate. So it is possible that the blood of young individuals contains some signaling molecules that stimulate the production of elastin and increase elasticity of extracellular matrix. So it can work like this. So probably there is some mechanism to replace this cross-link collagen and elastin. I believe it can be. So in my vision, and I explain it in the video with enzymes, about enzymes, that again that macrophages and other our killer cells, they are getting this enzyme to lysosome, to own lysosome, and then in the lysosome, instead of to be broken to pieces, to amino acids, they work as enzymes. They work to break down proteins and other substances which were previously not digestible. Previously it was not digestible, and especially if you have atherosclerosis, you have this accumulation of this so-called bad cholesterol. It is not bad cholesterol, as I explained before, but yet, okay, but then again, now I think that my blood vessels, they got cleaning from inside, from them, some deposits of this cholesterol. Yeah, I mean, you know what, it's bad cholesterol. And then, because now macrophages can digest this lipoproteins, they can digest it. They can break it down. They can produce energy from this, and then use this lipoproteins as a source of energy for other cells. So and together with maybe eating this cross-linked elastin and that's in the blood vessels walls. So again, how can you explain? I just tried to speculate. How else can you explain that that my diastolic pressure dropped so low, and I feel quite good? I have a lot of endurance and can do some days 120 kilometers by bicycle. I'm swimming 1 hour and a half, some days 2 hours with fins, very intensive, and so my heart is strong and big. And my this blood pressure in young age was not as good as now. In young age it was 110 to 70, so diastolic pressure was 70. It was not bad, but now I have 50. So it is again, the diastolic pressure indicates the pressure to push blood through capillaries. So now capillaries are elastic. I mean, the more elastic the capillaries, the more easy blood goes through. And then also, if you have no deposits, and if you have the walls are clean and not so thick, yeah, this can be. But again, this is just speculations. I have no funds to, and nobody supports me. Despite I think it is important, nobody give me any support. And even again, I try to sell it to local people. I mean, local people now in town are running out of money. Economy is in very bad shape, and they're trying to save, so they will not buy it. Yes, but I give it to some friends sometimes as a gift, and I tell them how to use it. Well, and but again, I need some income. Now I have almost no income, and all my investment, what I made to this production of these enzymes, somehow I was controlled under this. This was my okay. I will not go into details, but it's quite sad story. I didn't lose yet this investment, but I cannot control it, cannot use it. And again, even if I will get these resources in my hands, then I need some money to live. So and this is, trust me, it is full-time job. So even making videos is full-time job. So I am in such time that I have to shorten time for these subjects, and will go more to some routines and maybe to make some money other way. Okay, then again, I'm Christian, and Christian teaching indicates that human body was created by God potentially immortal. This is very, very logical. So if our body is actually this collection of this colony of cells which can clean the body, make all maintenance, and we can last forever, potentially. But again, the Bible also speaks about sharp reduction in the in the lifespan of people. That God was angry with people for their righteous behavior, and decreed, "My spirit will not forever be neglected by men, because they are flesh, and let their days will be 120 years." Okay, also after Noah, the maximum lifespan expectancy of people was not immediately established at 120 years. It gradually decreased from 905 years to the present lifespan. Can it be, if we will just be materialistic and consider Bible as just collection of some legends and some stories, then, but yet we cannot, we have to explain why the lifespan dropped so much. Can it be consequence of diet change and consumption of carbohydrates? So maybe before people didn't get carbohydrates, and the rate of this cross-linking was very, very slow, and then it gave us 900 years lifespan. So who knows again. But it is actually very also inspiring information that we probably can live 900 years if we will get at least this point. To reverse cross-linking. Okay, then let's about society. Since mid 19th century, food availability was growing faster than the number of people, the population of people on the planet, resulting in negative selection for procreation among humans. And the development of medicine has ensured a high survival rate for children, including those mutants with weakened health and cognitive abilities who would not have survived earlier. For more than 150 years, people with low level of intellectual exploitation, the IQ, reproduced most rapidly. And if we consider that 80% of the IQ level is determined by the genetics of the parents, or at least one parent, the average level of the IQ of the mankind had been catastrophically declining. Meanwhile, to increase the production of industrial goods and food products and outstripping increase in the average level of IQ is required. So we have to get smarter in time to develop technology, to go to maybe outer space and to deep ocean, and arrange this production of food for growing number of people on the planet. But instead we are getting dumb, we are getting more stupid, and we are losing technology. I was already explaining it in previous videos, that we are losing technologies which were developed in the 60s of the last century, so like 50 years ago. Only two generations ago we were much smarter than now. I see it. I'm 64 years old. I see this decline in this IQ of the people getting more and more stupid, considerably more stupid. And then the positive selection of the in terms of the IQ level, which was throughout the which was working for millennia until 19th century, and which ensured the development of food production technologies and the growth of industrial production, has ceased to work. Okay, there are some many mechanisms why we were developing so quick. This is part of the Christianity, the role of Christianity. Christianity created these conditions for that some people, genius people, were able to work on some project and come in with brilliant ideas how to invent some steam engine and mathematics and other stuff, or some other technology, and this is possible only if there were conditions for this, and these conditions were not present in Roman Empire, for example. And but okay, watch my previous video again. That's the idea that we are in deep crisis, and then. At the present time, humanity as biological species on the verge of cardinal changes. Either we enter a catastrophe and collapse of civilization with a return to the level of energy production per capita and a population number to the beginning of 19th century, or positive selection of men with high IQ. I am talking about males, because there is biological mechanism to select a high IQ males. These women, if it would be, if people with high IQ can get more money and will not pay this increase in tax, and there will be no socialism, because socialism it is negative selection. It is always negative selection. The consequences are awful. I was born in Soviet Union, and I know that it was very negative selection of people, and any people who were intelligent and high IQ, they were just much suppressed. They didn't get money, or they were getting less money than some workers, and for them there was no way to get more children than the people were more stupid people. So again, if the society will take away to socialism, it will ruin all our civilization, trust me. And in China, 100 million people perished, and in Russia, dozens and dozens people perished. And again, there was negative selection. People with high IQ, it's always minority, and if you will cut these high IQ people, then you will come to Stone Age and complete loss of the technologies. Okay, then I was already talked about how such selection can begin. This is, I mean, the positive selection for procreation can begin. So we can it is actually already that's already working. So the possibility of rejuvenation and prolongation of the reproductive function in humans will allow this selection to be strengthened and accelerated. Indeed, if the smartest, strongest and healthiest men will live much longer, they may have more children of their own. There will be these harems of alpha male, but only the question is who will be alpha male, because for alpha male it is not for now. It is again high intelligence, high intellect people, high IQ people. They are not always getting higher money, or if they are successful in getting more money, then they pay this increase in tax, and then this system kills this positive selection. So it should be equal taxing on, well, okay, it's again, I am not a politician, but just I say that if it will not work, then the disaster much larger than the climate change, so-called climate change catastrophe will happen. It will be a real catastrophe with sharp decrease of the human population. And then if we will return to this Stone Age or whatever, I mean Middle Age Europe, then this positive selection will start to work again. So, but how many centuries or millennia it needs to return to the comfort and lifestyle what we have for now, I don't know. But again, Women tend to choose the most successful and healthy partners for themselves to conceive children from them, but again, it is yet not completely related to high IQ. And we need some geniuses, we need some people with high IQ to grow, to develop technology, to keep it running, everything running. And so, yeah, it is just, again, related to my previous video a little bit. But that adultery existed always, also it was condemned by existing religions. However, now when single mothers receive benefits from the state and divorced women are legally entitled in many countries to alimony and child support from ex-husbands, the adultery is encouraged. So it is, again, you can complain, you can say it is against moral principles, but it is the reality. So divorced husbands have to pay women even if they are not the biological fathers of her children. This is a reality also. That is, a woman is financially rewarded for adultery and divorce, and society no longer condemns divorced women and children born out of wedlock. Again, I don't say it is bad. I think it is a way to start this positive selection. But some other steps have to be done also. That's yeah, well, so we see that state encourages the desire of women to have children for the most successful and healthy men, and the rest of the men, so-called beta males, can only count on sex without conceiving a child in exchange for material support for women and other men's children. At the same time, the duration of their life doesn't matter. So even if a beta male will live long, what is the difference? Nothing. They can live as long as they can, provided if they as long as they can provide financial support to women and pay taxes, or otherwise pay taxes if they stay single. Because from these taxes, from the tax, the state will pay benefits to single mothers. So you can split. Of course, it is not good for children. It is not good for children. Children need a role model. So it is, again, somehow I believe that the harem is better idea. So one man, 5, 6, maybe 15 women together, making a team and raising children, and with such strong figure of the father, it may work. It may work. Again, it is Christianity is again. Even Christ said you better have one wife. It is not much limited to, not exactly limited to one wife. So it's our patriarch had some more wives, and or some David. I mean, King David was, and King Solomon had hundreds and hundreds of wives. So, and he was like good person, wise person. Okay, then again, with the development of the artificial rejuvenation technology, the process of selecting the best genes for procreation will only accelerate as we live so. So this is some hope. This is also one of my motivation to live long and to see some better times, because we are coming to very turbulent times, and then I want to see long, and I want to see some better times in future when people would come to, I mean, to maybe other different type of society, and how it will go, I don't know. But either way, rejuvenation research is advancing rapidly despite a lack of funding. Indeed, society is not ready yet to accept possibility of significant health improvement and rejuvenation of the elderly. Aging and weakening of the body is considered as natural process, and only those research projects that offer treatment for chronic diseases that arise in old age receive funding. That is, only projects that can improve the health of older people and reduce future healthcare costs may get government funding. Actually, yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I know and I see from my own experience that senolytics can cure some very nasty diseases. Can really, at least for a while. But again, you can make it such protocol in such programs that to keep yourself healthy for long. So it is, but danger again, danger that if you are supposed to live 300, 500, 900 years, then who will pay the retirement? because there will be only few young people, only few young people. So okay, robots maybe, or maybe robots, maybe all people will get this universal basic income. But again, watch my previous video. I'm not much optimistic on it. Okay, so now we have this. Yeah, what I say is that. Let me look just a moment. I will go to. Oops. Yeah, okay, then obviously the rejuvenation procedure will be licensed and available at first only to wealthy people, and this would lead to further stratification of humans into Morlocks and Eloi, according to Herbert Wells' The Time Machine novel. However, in my opinion, the Morlocks will not live underground, but in huge state apartment buildings. This is what was proposed. You own nothing. You will live in a state-owned apartment, as it was in Soviet Union, and but without the right to leave the apartment. So this would be something new. At least in Russia, you can go forest, you can go travel, at least travel locally, and you can work at factory or some other place. So you're not, you don't stay in this small confinement in your small apartment. But this is, I believe, a future. This is, I believe, a future, and maybe not so distant future. So the state already shown us the future when people were locked in for self-isolation. Now the next step is compulsory vaccination, or rather genetic engineering with unknown results. We have no idea what will happen because there were no experiments, no trials, even on mice. And now we're making experiments on humans. What will be the consequence? I don't know. But I believe that at least Bill Gates promised us that to reduce population with vaccines. Probably this is the goal, probably what they are going to do. And now we have the situation again, that number of these degenerated mutants is highest among the white people, among the white Europeans. Look at these people. They're all mutants. They're all mutants. They have brain which doesn't work. They're full of hatred, and they are terrorists. They're terrorists. And the only way to manage with them that you have to exterminate them somehow, kick them out of the procreation, and it will be done. Or otherwise, if it will not be done, we are in complete disaster. Okay, then in this time machine, the Morlocks were quite strong, maybe not good-looking people, but they were strong. But if you stay in own apartment, only play games, and you will not be like this. This is some not bad version of the Morlocks. Morlocks will be, I don't have picture, but it will be all very, very unhealthy people living maybe 60 years or shorter. I see all what happens, that it is an attempt to select smart and healthy people who themselves will be able to take care for their health to survive in our difficult times. And I believe that with all collection of my videos, I provided enough information for health improvement and reducing the rate of aging. And again, that I also put high hopes for the synthesis of enzymes that would increase the elasticity of extracellular matrix. This is what I try, and I believe that it works. But I don't have any support. Nobody give me any. Again, even I cannot sell it. So even if I start production, I produce some, but even nobody appreciate it. Okay, despite the results, I don't sell some snake oil. It works. Okay, but what we can say? So this is for educational purpose only, and so if I take some copyright materials, sorry, but I'm not getting any financial benefit from posting this video. I'm not awaiting the patent law. And again, I am physicist. I am scientist, but I am physicist. I am doctor in physics, and of course I know some chemistry. And now I grow in this biology. I try to understand it. As I am professional scientist, I can read. I can logically connect the experimental facts, and I can get my idea, and I also use them myself, and with good results, I believe with good results. So, but again, I don't give any recommendation and medical advice, and so it is, please discuss content of this video with your personal physician and act only on his or her professional advice. And if you was patient enough to watch this video, thank you for support. Please comment, subscribe, like, ask questions, and share information. Again, guys, I tell you, this is coming, but to my surprise, I was thinking everybody want to be healthy, active, the same like in youth. Not at all, to my opinion, not at all. Or if people want to get it, they want to get it for free, which never works. Okay, if we have no government support, I have been kicked from university just for being Russian, from German university, because they don't trust me, and despite my achievements and what number of publications, and nothing worked. But again, I consider it is all happens for better, because if it is not this chain of disasters which I came through, I would not go to the my rejuvenation program, because again, the number I was working, I don't complain. Life is beautiful. I don't complain. I quite enjoy what I'm doing, but I got very good results in lubricating oils for engines. And I try to get support, because if you are so much concerned about green energy, saving energy, okay, fuck, I have a solution. Just, I don't need much money, and just come to me, let's check together, and let's make, I was checking how it works, but with my motorcycle and my car, but I don't have much money. For this, and but we have to go to some companies, transportation companies, and to propose them this oil, and they're hesitating, because oil is cheap, but if it will make any damage to the engine, it is much more cost. So again, somebody supposed to support me, but it is not. It didn't happen, so I closed the project. Now I started to work on something which will benefit myself. Even if I will have no customers, as for now, I enjoy not only results, but I enjoy this feeling that I'm stronger, and I'm obviously it takes time, but I believe that I'm getting younger and younger, in sense of again feeling of life. But again, if you are young but have no money, this is also a disaster. Okay, so now I'm exactly in such situation, getting younger, but no money. I have to make some balance to earn some money somehow, and maybe stop this project. I mean, not stop project, because I have enough information, and what I have not disclosed, it is for myself. Okay, this is for myself. I will keep it. I have right not to disclose it. And again, that's I will try. It takes time, a few years, to get me really young, and then, or at least not to have any chronic disease. I don't have any chronic disease for now, and but again, I don't make experiments with mice or animals, but I use my body. But again, I'm very, very careful. And I feel, what if I feel the improvement, then I go. If I see some, not damage, but I see some that it may be not so working not so well, I stop, I hesitate, I take another approach, and it takes time. But again, as I said, it is quite amazing, and I have this idea, combination of the these enzymes and senolytics, that to get real rejuvenation, and some other ideas to also to enhance our immune system. This I have to check how it works. I got the chemicals, I got everything, but it will take time. And then combination of this, maybe three ways. One way, senolytics. Second, improvement of the immune system, function of the immune system. In part, I did it already. I did it with diet, with diet, and with removing toxins from my body, and but it is not yet completed fully. Okay, I want to my immune system working the same as a young person, like I was like 15 years, 16 years old. I don't know. Okay, and then the last part is enzymes. Enzymes seems so that enzymes are working. I gave the information how to do it. Try. If you don't want to pay any money, okay, I disclosed how to do it. It's not a big deal. You can do it. Okay? Have a wonderful day. Ciao.